One of the best and worst areas for home values in Southern Oregon? You are going to be surprised big time. Just make sure you stick around to the very end so you can learn a little secret about the losers because they're not telling you about it on the local news. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Brian Simmons here with eXp Realty in Southern Oregon, and I am happy to see you. It's November 2nd. We have a really awesome report for you today. If you could do me a quick favor and just click on that like button, hit the subscribe icon, and share this video with anybody you know looking to buy or sell real estate in Southern Oregon, I'd really appreciate that. Don't forget to check out my website, buyingsouthernoregon.com. If you're looking for any resources on house hunting or what your home might be worth, check that out. And also in the video description, there's a lot of great links in there to help you out. So check those things out. Now, before we dive into the best and worst areas for home values in Southern Oregon, let's take a quick 30 seconds to just update you on what's happening here locally in the market between Jackson and Josephine counties of Southern Oregon. As of this morning, between Jackson and Josephine counties, we have 1,140 active single-family residential listings in between the two counties. That's down a little bit, which is actually nice to see. We expect inventory to come down this time of year, so it's nice to actually see that happening. 77 new listings hit the market, 130 price changes all in the last 7 days. 37 back on the market, 89 pending, 87 closed, and 80 expired, withdrawn, or canceled. And that all brings us to 13 weeks worth of inventory if we were to look at just a snapshot of that 1 week. Most notable number that sticks out to me is just that I was really happy to see pendings pick back up. We were in the mid 70s last week, and to see that get up to almost 90 this week, that's great to see. We're above our 6-week average, and hey, I like that, especially when you consider what interest rates have done in that same time frame. I'm happy to see that. So that was a little bit of a surprise. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the best and worst areas for home values in Southern Oregon. To give you a little idea of how we're coming up with this, what we're looking at is the actual median home price for closed sales from Q3, okay, the third quarter of 2021 versus the third quarter of 2022. Okay, so it takes all the closed deals for each area in that time span and compares from Q3 of 21 to Q3 of 22, and that's what we're really looking at here when we're saying who's the biggest winners and losers. Okay, for the winners, the biggest winner in home value in the entire Southern Oregon area was East Medford, and they went up 13.8%. For their median home value last year versus this year. Okay, so up 13.8%. Number 2 was White City, up 9.1%, and number 3 was Southwest Grants Pass with a gain of 8.4%. Those are the big winners: East Medford, White City, Southwest Grants Pass. Congratulations to you guys. Big wins there on your home value. So now let's talk about the losers. Okay, this is what was surprising to me. The biggest loser for median home price last year versus this year in Q3 was not even close. It was a landslide loser, and it was rural properties over 10 acres in Josephine County. And those prices came down 30%. Okay. And in Jackson County, it was down 20%. And these are rural properties over 10 acres. So biggest loser, Josephine County, rural over 10 acres. Second biggest loser, Jackson County, rural over 10 acres. Third biggest loser, Josephine County, rural under 5 acres. Okay, so that means you're out of the city limits and you have less than 5 acres. So those are your 3 biggest losers. Now let me say this. Did your home value actually fall if you have a nice home in the county that's on 10 or 12 or 50 or whatever, something more than 10 acres? Did your home value actually fall from last year to this year? I'm going to say no. Okay, I don't think that your home value is actually less, that your home's worth less now than it was last year. Okay, based on the appraisals I've seen of homes like this, I just don't see that happening. So then why is the data telling us that that's the case? So I want to explain that, because that's the little surprise that you're probably not getting on the local news. Okay, what the data that we're looking at is telling us is just the types of homes that are selling. Okay, it's the median price. So if you were to line them all up in a row, it's the one in the middle. It's the median price of homes that have sold in those areas. And so what we're seeing is that clearly less people are buying the big, expensive rural properties that they were buying up a year ago or a couple of years ago. Why might that be? Okay, that's the question. Well, in our market, that segment of the market is heavily tied to the cannabis industry. Okay, and those cannabis properties are not selling at all. Then there might have been a couple, but it's nothing like it was a year ago. Okay, if they do sell, most of them are selling for pennies on the dollar. Okay, and that's because the cannabis industry in itself has come down substantially in terms of the price of the product. And so, if the price of the product is low, then people aren't going to want to jump into the cannabis industry and buy up these properties. And so, the people that and even the people that have the properties are trying to get out because they aren't able to make any money in most cases. And there's people that are doing things well, and they're still making money, but overall, like, you're seeing a lot of people get out of the business because they can't afford the properties anymore, and then they're just forced to try to dump them. And so that's what's happening. We're seeing a lot of these properties go for way, way less than what they would have gone for last year or the year before. And so that's what's leading to the data looking the way that it does. So really what we're seeing with these big losers with the rural properties is simply data that's skewed because of the decline in the cannabis market. That's the way it is. So probably not going to hear about that on the local news, but anyways, that's the story with the big losers. So I hope that's all helpful for you. If you're considering buying or selling in Southern Oregon, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can reach me at 541-954-7758. Or go ahead and check out my website, buyingsouthernoregon.com. All sorts of great resources on there about finding your home value or just searching for homes, as well as in the description of this video, tons of great links for you there. So as always, please don't forget to hit that like button and click on the subscribe icon and share this video with anybody you know who is looking to buy or sell real estate in Southern Oregon. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a good one.